Welcome, Sean Callagy, to Meetings with Masters, and also very honored and grateful that I also have the illustrious Joe Hagan, I should say, joining us today at Meetings with Masters. Welcome, both of you.
What's
Thank
up,
you.
Gina? What's up, illustrious Joe Hagan? And hello out there.
What do you say, Sean?
Joe is a surprise addition, which I'm super excited about because, of course, this is Meetings with Masters, where I talk about elevated conversations with people who are mastering personal growth and contribution to humanity. And of course, you are doing that every single day, both of you. And I'm honored to have you here. And the point of this call, and we'll keep it short, is I really want everyone to hear all about the real raw. So, how does that? What do you think, Joe?
So I think that's awesome, Sean. I think Gina's been practicing the formula because I couldn't say no to her. And especially since it's you, Sean Callagy, I guess the best question to ask is, real raw open, right? Like most companies, when they got hit in COVID, right, they're scrambling around looking to survive, like just get through it. And this innovation is something that's allowed Unblinded, to thrive. And I guess my question is, why do you think that is that some of the greatest companies like Microsoft back in the day were born, some of the greatest innovations have happened? And what is it about the real raw that has, let it become so successful in this time?
Yeah. Well, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Gina. And hey, everybody. Directly, because people want to experience things. And we don't understand things that are not understandable minus an experience. Think about if you try to explain to somebody how it felt to win your big football game in high school, Joe, or to win a big tennis match, or to be the lead in the play and be hitting that note in that moment. Without experiencing it, we don't have an ability to have people comprehend, appreciate, and understand. And in fact, we all speak a different language. So I speak a different dialect than you, Joe, than you, Gina, you from Joe, every single person out there. But what we do understand is shared experience, better than words. So what the Real Raw has done is create an experiential disruption in how we reveal truth. Experiential disruption in how we reveal truth about who we are, truth about our heart, how we show up, how we connect. And from there, we have acceleration of relationship. And of course, relationship is everything in business. So that's the beginning, Joe.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So like, I know that, for example, one quote was, a doctor that came on and said, Real Raw Open was like a 15-person blind business date. And I came away wanting to marry everyone. Right. And I know that TTP and I have run some really good Real Raws and got some great feedback. I guess my question is, how do you articulate to somebody who is a chiropractor, who is a doctor, who's a real estate agent showing properties, a financial advisor who wants to be on the phone, that you need to dedicate 60 to 90 minutes? What would you say to them as far as that investment in time? I think I understand the math, but I have a feeling you're going to articulate it much better.
Yeah. So what I would say to them is, what are you going to do better than this to accelerate your business? It's a math formula. What are you going to do that is better than this to accelerate your business? And you go, oh, so I'm going to walk away with a client from the Real Raw? Maybe. But more importantly, what you're going to walk away with is new ecosystem merging relationships, which lead to sales meetings and sales in a more complex conversation. And that's how I've been privileged and honored to rapidly scale and grow business. And I've never benefited. I'm not saying that people don't. I have never benefited from paying for advertising. Everything I built a 40-person law firm starting on my credit card with no cash, $100,000 in debt. I built a 100-person law firm in 2 years. That first one was 40 in 2 years right at law school. The second one, 100. We've built this company all with zero paid advertising, all through relationship capital, but not through like randomized networking, connecting with people sort of by happenstance, by intentional, integrous relationships and agreements to do things together. And that's what the Real Raw does. So and I'm saying this with all due respect to chiropractors, accountants, attorneys, realtors, etc. If you don't have all the money, the time freedom, and the magic that you want, then you're not seeing something that you don't see. And there's something that you're not understanding. And I say it with respect. Come on the Real Raw, challenge the dynamic in a loving way. I'm saying that lovingly, not like, oh, come challenge us. Like, it works mathematically. And the hard part is, I could explain it in 5 minutes in a fully articulate way, but the fastest way to explain it is it's a math issue. What are you going to do that is going to create the ecosystem mergers that you want, that have the right quantity and quality of people within them, decrease the friction as fast as possible, go from hello to yes in integrity and clarity, and build your business? What can you do faster? Random networking? No way. Random cold calling for a direct client? No way. And by the way, I honor cold calling, but random cold calling? No way. Randomized going to events and beefsteak dinners, charitably or otherwise, for your organization? No way. Do those things in contribution, but not to build your business. There's no better model. And this is the hack and the shortcut that's allowed me to do all of these things over time, now bottled up. And P.S., we've done 240 of these in COVID. 240. Harvard doctors, Harvard trained lawyers, people from TV, best-selling authors, people from every industry, Wall Street like Joe, people going, oh my God. I'll ask you, Joe, what did you say about it? When you, at the beginning, you're like, I don't know. And now what are you saying?
Yeah. So like I built, real big books of businesses and taught people how to do that on Wall Street in the day and age of telemarketing. And if I would take telemarketing and compare it to the Real Raw Open, that's like comparing a buggy whip to an autonomous vehicle, like a driverless car. It's like what is now and what is the future. And COVID and Zoom absolutely unequivocally prove that. What I would say to you, which I think is really cool, the last thing I'd say to that, Sean, is that like you get people with a lot of knowingness that are out there in the financial markets, real estate, and they'll get on and they'll be like, well, I know that this is the way I do it. And then when there's a judge that brings out a few little minor micro distinctions, they realize then, you know what, there is a better way I can be doing it. And when I listen to the formula and you can articulate what happens when you go from 99% to 99.9 or 99.99. And those are the distinctions that we're showing people, which makes the Real Raw Open so fabulous.
Yeah, Joe, without a doubt. And Gina, by the way, Gina, would you rather like have a buggy whip driven vehicle or an autonomous vehicle? I know, what do you say, Gina? Right. So I love Joe Hagan. I love you too, Gina, everybody. And so, yeah, Joe and Gina, like final on this. We didn't, because what I was talking about was just how you might develop your business. We didn't even get into what you're going to learn on the Real Raw.
Right.
What you're going to learn on the Real Raw, which you just did, Joe, is mind numbing. Mind numbing. And there's a reason with integrity that I have and humility that I have a $250,000 bet out on the internet, because I believe, to put your money where your mouth is, that I cannot be out influenced on a neutral set of facts, not because of me, but because of the formula. And day after day, time after time, right, including what you respectfully, you are in the world seeking a yes in, what you're selling in the world, what you're marketing in the world. And that's what this is all about. It's about a formula. It's about influence as a superpower and unlocking it. And you get to meet some super cool people, laugh and have some fun. So Joe, Gina.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you both, because it's to me, what I feel is the magic of it. And what I said on this post was like, come play in Neverland with us. The magic of Unblinded and Real Raw and what it's doing for people in their lives is completely creating like magic for everyone. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful to now call myself the Real Raw Open coordinator. So part of this is that I wanted to invite people to come be a part of it, to reach out to me, to come be a part of this magic that Sean Callagy has curated through his vision. And so for me, that's what it was about. Like the magic that happens when you meet this person that you might have never met before because they were at this event, online event with you, where you had this incredible heart-to-heart communication, heart-to-heart with integrity, and then you were able to influence each other with love and with heart.
Yeah. And I would say this, Joe and Gina, definitely come and join us. 2 criteria to think about though, right? And like really think about it for a second. Do you really care about people? Do you love people? Which I think people really do. And are we coming to give and not take? Because you're coming to give and you really care and love about people, the results will be mind-blowing over time. So Joe?
Yeah, that's the magic.
Yeah, I would say my final real quick is that when you realize, like back in the day of the buggy whip, when I would take someone to the New York Stock Exchange luncheon club, it would take 90 minutes and I would show them the tour. We would eat lunch. Guess what? It would cost money, right? This is frictionless, fun, and free. And you can have 10 or 15 lunches at once and get a lot more done when you talk about man. It's all about the Real Raw Open.
Yeah. And the Real Raw. We have the main Real Raw at 3 o'clock, which is a little bit different, right? Sean, do you want to mention it real quick, and then we'll tie this up?
Yeah. Final. So what Joe said is entirely true. Would you rather try to get somebody to go to lunch with you, or have 10 really cool people for you to meet assembled for you? And those lunches are going to take a whole lot more than 90 minutes to get there and back, plus all the people you'd be contacting, versus just show up and come on and have all these people assembled for you. It's 50x better, not 10x better, number one. Number two, Gina, the Real Raw is kind of like the big show. So if you have a certain, it's like TED versus TEDx, it's like prime time. So if you have achieved a certain level of success, not monetary only, in your industry, as an attorney, as an accountant, as an author, as a TV personality, as a coach or a speaker, as a financial services provider, and you would like to come on the Real Raw with some amazing, cool, and awesome people, please let us know. That's at 3 o'clock every day. Real Raw Opens are where we partner with other people, right, to have these amazing segments with folks to do the exact same thing, to open up listening, to deepen connection, to explore influence as a superpower, and begin the acceleration of relationships. And they're at all kinds of different times. And in the month of November, we're going to be running 100 plus. With partnering with fine folks like you, I'm confident we'll be at 300 plus by January. And Gina, you're driving that, my friend. And I could not be more grateful. You are incredibly heart-centered. And thank you for seeing what you see here at Unblinded and for accepting your position.
Well, thank you for seeing in me the ability to do that, and that I'm grateful to connect with everybody. And I wanted to share this with people that are in my network, that are in my, my social media space, so that they can know the magic of Unblinded and the Real Raw Open. So thank you so much. I'm really grateful for the time.
Gina and Rocco over the ocean. I think our connection is a little bit fuzzed. I mean, real quick, Joe, Gina, love you guys. Love everybody.
Yes.
Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Sean. Have an amazing day. Enjoy. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Take care.